Hello and welcome to another edition of an English Guy Watching Wrestling. I'm the English Guy, I'm Nick. Thank you so much for clicking on another video, I really do appreciate it. And this one we're going to be covering the 29th, the 29th edition of AEW Dark Elevation. And with that being said, they jump into what was a bumper size show of 16 matches. So you can't say that Ring of Honor, AEW are not giving talent a chance and giving you some entertainment. With that being said, jump right into it. In terms of entertainment, speaking of that, this was a very, very good match to open the show. JD Drake and Ryan Nemeth, who kind of formed a tag team on last week's episode, against Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy, and I really, really enjoyed this opener. And Orange Cassidy, every time he gets a chance to show his sloth style in new ways, is never not entertaining, and he kind of did that here, leaving all the work to Chuck Taylor, but again, it's Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy. What else do you expect from best friends? But not to say that Ryan Nemeth and JD Drake didn't really put some good efforts in, because they did. But then again, so did both teams. I really enjoyed this as an opener, and it's JD Drake and Ryan Nemeth as a tag team just works. And two guys you wouldn't expect to be tagging together, but they are. It just works. And hey, all power to them for that. So thumbs up to both men for doing that. But definite thumbs up to Orange Cassidy and to... Actually, I'm going to do Orange Cassidy thumbs up. That really half-hearted thumbs up when he just does half a thumb up. And Chuck Taylor, who are two of the most entertaining and best all-round competitors in AEW, because don't let Orange Cassidy's sloth style put you off. He can go. He's very, very, very good. And this was a very good wrestling match between both teams and a really good opener. So I really couldn't fault what both men bought, all four men bought here. So definite thumbs up to a cracking opener. So very good stuff. Really liked it. The next match was Jon Moxley versus Bill Collier. And Jon Moxley's first ever match on the AEW Dark Elevation. And you know what? It's always great to see Jon Moxley in the ring. Everyone knows who he is. Former AEW World Champion. I did a review for Ring of Honor, so that's why it's on my mind a little bit. But anyway, I'll carry on. But this was actually quite a good match, to be fair. And Bill Collier, I've never seen him before, but he showed some very good stuff against Jon Moxley. And I was half expecting kind of a squash match, but no, it was not really a squash match. Bill Collier did get some offense in, and Jon Moxley, despite the fact that I still think he's a bit banged up from the exploding barbed wire death match, still shows some really good stuff here, and it's Jon Moxley. He never doesn't bring it to never not brings it in the ring, shall we say. It's always great to see Jon Moxley, but this was actually quite a good match, and Bill Collier getting some decent offense in, and for what he showed, he was good, so couldn't fault that, and Jon Moxley picked up the win, so here you go. The next match was Layla Gray versus Penelope Ford, and this is one of the shortest matches, I believe, on the program. Layla Gray is actually showing improvement every time she's in the ring, and she hasn't been wrestling that long. I think she's only been wrestling less than a year, if you can believe that. But no, she shows that she belongs in the ring, and of course Penelope Ford is a fantastic female wrestler. I think probably most athletic of the female competitors because of her background in gymnastics. So of course that's going to transfer over to the ring. But it was fun, and basically got double knees to the gut for the finish. She does the fisherman suplex, but not this time around. So it's kind of cool to see her using a different finisher, shall we say. But no, this was a fun little match. I enjoyed it. So women's division is getting more and more exposure in AEW, and I'm so proud to see that. So happy to see it too. So there you go, thumbs up. The next match was a trios match. The Gun Club versus Rex Lawless and Milk Chocolate. And that's a great name for a tag team. I do like that. When you get the Gun Club, you know what you're going to get. Billy Gunn and his sons just being kind of goofy, also kind of cool. And again, the one thing I've noticed about AEW Dark Elevation is they don't really skimp on match lengths. They have one or two squashes, but not all the time. And I kind of like that. Kind of shows a bit more of what the other wrestlers can do. And what the other wrestlers could do, Milk Chocolate did, and Rex Lawless was fine, but the Gun Club were very good here. I think they really showed some very cool tandem trio offense. And of course, the sons, Austin and Colton are not the most experienced guys in the world, but they are starting to show some real improvement. I'm proud to see it, obviously, under the watch of their father, and of course, part of the Nightmare Factory as well. So that's definitely going to add to their ability. But they really did show some really cool stuff, and probably their best performance to date at Gun Club. I enjoyed this. And I said, Elevation is starting to show a bit more of what each person can do, and this was no exception. And I really enjoyed the trios. So the two trios really put some unique and different offense in, because I've never seen some of the stuff that either team had done before. So that was fun. So thumbs up, definite. And the next match was Joey Janela versus Chandra Hopkins, who I don't think I've seen Chandra Hopkins before. But I think I have. My apologies. But Joey Janela, in a rare singles outing in AEW, obviously he's taken a lot of times with Sunny Kiss. And it's kind of good to see that Sunny and Joey are back on the same page. I think the disagreements they had in the past have gone away, so kind of really like that. And I've said it before, I absolutely love Joey Janela. There's not many wrestlers like him anywhere because of what he does and how he does it. But this was a good match. I enjoyed this one. Joey Janela picked up the win. It's not the longest match on the card, but a fun, decent match. So I enjoyed it. The next match was actually quite a good match. I enjoyed this one. Alex Gracia versus Thunder Rosa. And of course, Thunder Rosa is on the forefront of many people's minds in AEW after her superb lights out match against Britt Baker last week's Dynamite, which if you've seen by now, you know it was an absolutely incredible match. And you know, both women walked away winners. Even though Thunder Rosa picked up the win, both women walked away winners in that match. And so 2 weeks ago, my apologies. But this was really good stuff as well. And Thunder Rosa you would never guess, she's only been wrestling for 6 years. She wrestles like she's been wrestling 15, 20 years. And that's the kind of thing I love to see. Someone who could pick up so well. And she's really good, Thunder Rosa. I do like her. So is Alex Gracia as well. She's very, very good. And even though Alex didn't get a chance to show him off a lot of her offense, in this match, it was a fun women's match. I enjoyed this one. So Thunder Rosa getting the win, I think, was the right call because the momentum she's starting to pick up is starting to build and build and build. And I like to see more of that. So because Thunder Rosa is on a roll in a minute and she's doing great stuff, and hopefully she'll continue to do it. So definite thumbs up for that. The next match, legit Layla Hirsch versus Viperous, and I might be wrong. This might have been one of the shortest matches on the card, and it's hard to tell. I'll say this: if Layla Hirsch is heel or face, I don't know because she doesn't really act as either. I mean, she acts as I don't take any nonsense, which she doesn't, admittedly, against Viperous, who was kind of acting heelish in this match a little bit because she was getting one or two boos from the crowd. So maybe that was the case, that Layla was the face. But this was a fun little short match. Viperous did show some decent offense in, but Layla Hirsch, I've said it before, is one of the best wrestlers, all-round wrestlers in the female division because of her amateur background. She can go, despite her height, I said she's the shortest wrestler in the females division in AEW, but don't let her for you. She can go. She doesn't care who you are. She'll take one. But this was a fun little match. I really enjoyed it. So Layla Hirsch winning the armbar. Cross-arm breaker, was the right thing to do. So there you go. Our next match was Danny Limelight versus Frankie Kazarian. And when I saw his advertised, I thought, oh, that's going to be good. And it was. It was very good, to be fair. Frankie Kazarian get a rare singles match in AEW. And of course, his singles match here was to kind of build up a little prelude to what he can do as a singles wrestler, because he's facing Christian Cage on this week's Dynamite, which I am very much looking forward to. Christian Cage's first match, I think, in 7 years. So that's going to be quite interesting to watch as well. But against Danny Limelight, Frankie showed some fantastic stuff. But side of Danny Limelight, he's one of the most, he's one of the best unsigned wrestlers they've got in AEW because of what he does. This was a very, very, very good match, and one of the matches of the night for me. I thought both men just put on some terrific wrestling, some really good high flying. Danny Limelight's doing some stuff I've never seen him do before, and I've seen quite a lot of his matches by now. So that was very, very cool. But both men just showed that they can go in AEW, and I don't think I've ever seen these two wrestle in a singles match anywhere before. But this was really, really, really good stuff. I enjoyed this one a great deal. And it's always great to see Frankie in his singles wrestling because I've seen him do very, very well as a tag team, obviously, with Christopher Daniels and part of SCU. But his singles, he can go as well. And this was definitely no exception. this was a really good outing from him too, and a really good outing down in Limelight. And I really, really, really like this one. So definite thumbs up to both men to a cracking match. So well done. And next match was Ethan Page versus Fuego del Sol, or as I like to call Fuego, unluckiest man. Well, if not the unluckiest man in AEW, because he's yet to pick up a win. And I love Fuego, I really do. But then again, I really, really like Ethan Page too. His all-ego character is so well done by him. He just nails it every single time. And Fuego del Sol is starting to get a bit more momentum in AEW. Even though he's yet to pick up a win, I still think he's building and building and building. And I said, I love Fuego. But I think in this match, he was starting to show a bit more as well. I know, and even though it wasn't the longest match, it was some decent offense from Fuego del Sol as well. And Ethan Page, showing what kind of a competitor he is, he's great. He's all round in the ring. He can do everything so well. Did it here too. I mean, I've seen Ethan wrestle so many times, but he never fails to be so good. And kind of very innovative too, I'll say that. He did win with the Ego's Edge. And even though Fuego lost, he didn't lose much at all in this match because the fans, the people there love him. I love Fuego, and hopefully he'll get that win one day. He will get it. Don't know when, but he'll get it. He hits that tornado DDT correctly and that person's in the middle of the ring. Who knows? But no, this was a fun, but short but really fun match. I enjoyed this one. So, thumbs up to both men. And the next match was Tay Conte and Hikaru Shida versus Jasmine Allure and Tasha Price. Very cool to see Tay Conte and Hikaru Shida tagging. And even though this wasn't the longest match, it was, I think, I would say this, perhaps I'm going to make up a word here, and if it makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't, ignore it. Squashiest match on the card, because it was short, and Tay Conte picking up the win with a DDT, which is a hammerlock DDT. I never found out what it's called. But I think her getting the win was the right thing to do, obviously, with the build-up between with her and Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose and Jade Cargill down the line. I'm really looking forward to that match if it happens. I'm sure it will. Hopefully it will happen very, very soon. So a thumbs up to Tay and Hikaru for tagging together. I wouldn't mind seeing it again. And next match was my match of the night. Jungle Boy versus Jack Evans. Now, when I heard this is the first time these two men have ever met in a singles match, I couldn't believe what I was hearing, but it's apparently absolutely true. But when you've got two fantastic competitors like this, you're not gonna get a bad match. You didn't hear. Both men were just fantastic, and I've said it before. Jungle Boy, despite his not as long as experience as Jack Evans, 15 years I think plus in the business. Jungle Boy nowhere near that. He's just a veteran in the way he does stuff, and he's fantastic. And I've always loved Jungle Boy, but I've always loved Jack Evans. And seeing these two to go against each other was like kind of a matchup that you would think would have happened sooner in AEW. But no, obviously because of the pandemic, maybe there's one or two times that I had thought in the back of the mind it was going to happen. It didn't, but there's all cracking stuff between the two fantastic competitors. And honestly, two of the very best in AEW, because there is no better high flyer, I think, in AEW than Jack Evans. And that's saying something because they've got some fantastic ones. Against Jungle Boy, who is one of the most over guys I think AEW have ever had. But I really couldn't fault what either men did in this match. And in the ring, they just gelled so well. But then again, when you've got two competitors like this, they're going to. And it was really, really, really good stuff. So definite thumbs up to both men for a cracking match. Well done. And next match was Adam Priest and Aaron Fire versus Cutie Marshall and Lee Johnson. Now, of course, Cutie Marshall has had a bit of a heel persona, not quite a heel persona about him recently because of him being undervalued, shall we say, in AEW. When he's one of the hardest workers backstage and in the ring. He does work very, very hard in the ring too. Lee Johnson. And this was a short match, I will say that. And I kind of expected Cutie Marshall and Lee Johnson to get the win. But of course, Cutie getting the win on the Diamond Cutter was very, very cool to build the kind of dissension he's having with the Nightmare family. But it's always fun to see Lee Johnson and Cutie Marshall part of the Nightmare family do a thing. So, I'm done. The next match was Kylan King, Rio Mizunami, and this was my second best match of the night. And as far as I know, they'd never met before in the ring. And Rhea Mizunami is, as you know by now, a 15-plus year veteran. And I'm so glad to see her getting more chances in AEW because she was a part of AEW in the past before the pandemic. Had to go back to Japan because of the pandemic. But Kylan King showed she can go to Rhea Mizunami in the ring, and I really enjoyed what Kylan King brought. And this was easily her best performance today against a very game and very good Rhea Mizunami. And Rio showing her personality, she's so different from anyone else in AEW, is great. But this was a very, very good match between both women. And Rio shows why she's so good. But so did Kylan King. As I said, this was the best performance in AEW today. And I really liked what both women brought in this match. It was very, very good. Back and forth at some points. And that's what you like to see in Kylan King, who hasn't been wrestling very long at all against a veteran like Rio, is just going to work very, very well. And this did. This was great stuff. So could not fault effort from both women. Really good stuff. So thumbs up indeed. Which brings us to so my sneeze. I think it's subsided. Anyway, the next match. D3 and Rory Morales versus Alan 5 Angels and 10 of the Dark Order. And this was a very short match. And I'm not too sure it's because of what happened to 10 last time. If you saw his match on AEW, you saw the blood pouring out of his mouth, and because I found his mouth was busted open out to 5 stitches. It was not a pretty sight. Sorry, not a pretty sight, but toughness showed by 10 for sure. Short match, and to see 10 getting a win with the full Nelson, because 10 is a big guy. It's not strong at all. It's not small at all. Get a full Nelson was kind of unique to see him win a match like that. But all for it. So there you go. Well done to Dark Order. And very rarely do you see 5 and 10 tag together, but this is one of the times it is. So there you go. And next match was Bear Country versus Private Party. Now, Bear Country have become one of my favourite tag teams watching AEW, full stop, against arguably one of the best tag teams in the world in Private Party. Heel or face, you're going to get a terrific performance from both men. That's so good. And this was actually a very good tag match. I enjoyed this from both teams. Despite the fact that heel, Private Party could still do some really, really good stuff. And so did Bear Country, but Bear Country can as well. They're very good to watch and very good to see what they do in the ring. I enjoyed this match a lot, and maybe I would say third match of the night. Yeah, I'll say that. But it was fun to see this kind of tag team coexist like this. Two tag teams do what they do, and as far as I know, these two teams have never met each other before in AEW days. But both in the New York area, I will say that. So maybe they've met somewhere else in the past that I didn't know about. But first time in AEW, as far as I know. But this was a very good match, to be fair, and both teams are as comfortable as you could possibly get against each other. And they proved it in this match. It was really, really, really good stuff. And Bear Country, one of the biggest tag teams in all of AEW, showed their power. So, Bear Country, I was Bear Country. I always said Bear Boulder, which is one of them, Bear Bronson. That is Bear Country. But this was really good stuff. And Private Party, reliable as they come, you can't really get a bad match from them anywhere, ever. And they did win via nefarious means by the roll up and the tights. But sometimes that kind of thing happens. And I'm kind of sad to see Bear Country lose, because I think it's their first loss for a while in AEW. I enjoyed this match very, very much, and very good stuff from both teams, and definitely wouldn't be against seeing these two teams go out again. So definite thumbs up. Apologies. So something happened with my throat. My apologies. But anyway, bring us to the main event. Scorpio Sky versus Mike Seidel, and I'm going to say the face of Revolution, Scorpio Sky versus Mike Seidel, who's very, very good too. And this was a cracking match, to be honest. Not quite up there with the match of the night, but definitely on level ground, just below, shall we say. If that makes any sense. But when I saw this announced too, I thought, yeah, that's going to be very, very good. And it was very, very good between two terrific athletes who can go. And it wasn't the longest match ever, but then again, it was 16 matches this week in AEW Dark Elevation. Kind of expects a little bit of leeway, shall we say. But this was a very good match, to be fair, and I enjoyed what both men brought. And Mike Seidel's first singles match in AEW, as far as memory serves correctly. But against one of the best and one of my favourites, no joke, is Scorpio Sky. So pleased to see him back from injury, do what he does, face the Revolution, pick up a very, very good win. And after the match, Ethan Page came out to attack. So maybe Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky will be tagging in the future. Who knows? We'll see how that plays out. But this was very good stuff and very enjoyable match. And what was a very crazy bumper-sized edition of AEW Elevation, but a very good episode of AEW Dark Elevation. And the momentum is carrying on for what they're doing, and I can't fault what they're doing. So they're giving the talent an opportunity to show a little bit more of what they can do. So thumbs up to AEW and everyone involved in the show to do what they do. So well done, everyone. And with that being said, that is it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will see everybody next time, but until that time, take care.